about some downy mildew work. Downy mildew has gotten to be a really bad problem, certainly on roses. It has off and on over the years been a horrendous problem across the country. A lot of the work that Mary Hausbeck has been doing at Michigan State on downy mildews has been done down in Florida, which has been really good because they're essentially field trials. So she sends somebody down there, they put out the trials, and then they rate them. And it's a little disappointing here. The heritage was one of the standards in the trial, and it was combined with an active ingredient that Syngenta's looking at called mandipropamid, and then Subdumax, and all these different combinations. The very best control they got was with the heritage and the mandipropamid at a pretty high rate, so 87% control. Unfortunately, we just didn't see that good a result with Pageant. So the rose downy mildew looks like it's not necessarily going to be the best target for a good level of control with Pageant. Powdery mildew, do you need to see more than just a whole bunch of zeros? That means 100% effective. So everything from things that we're familiar with, like the Eagle, through the two newer products here, Pageant being the one we're talking about today, and hopefully at some point Trinity. And this is one thing that's fun about Trinity. That rate of 1 ounce per 100 gallons was 100% effective. The Pageant at 4 ounces. So what's the rate range on Powdery on it? Is that still 4 to 18?
It's a little higher, 8 to 12 on the label.
8 to 12 on the label? So at any rate, I'm sorry, Kathy?
It has all the different powderies.
It depends on which powdery mildew. So anyway, again, having to read the label, it's unfortunate, but it is there for you. The really fine control. We've been really happy. I went the wrong way with the little arrows. We've been really happy with the powdery mildew control that we're seeing with Pageant. I think Kathy and I had a fun time with this one because Marjorie Daughtry did this work at Cornell. And Marjorie was asking why did we see disease here with the insignia at 8 ounces. Same level of disease on the Gerber powdery mildew as with water, but really excellent control with Pageant. Because the convention is to say, fine, all the activity on powdery mildew is coming from the insignia part, but it isn't. It's coming also from the boscalid, and it's not just saying if you took boscalid you'd get these results. They do have to be together. So the combination is very exciting, and we've seen the same things in some of our Gerber daisy powdery mildew. And Marjorie wanted to say it was a new powdery mildew and exciting, and it's not. It's just the reaction that we have with the combination in the Pageant. It's just a really good, I really hate to say synergistic, but it looks like it's got that capacity, at least on some of the diseases. One of the things we've had a lot of fun doing, and I know Kathy and I were trying to get this trial done for years, it seemed like, and we finally got around to it, was looking at it for post-harvest. And so, you know, fine, you don't care about post-harvest cut flower stuff, but it does tell you a lot about botrytis. So if you're growing stuff in the greenhouse and you have a botrytis concern, then it is important to see this. We finally took several different cut flowers, and my brother-in-law, Keith, who does all our trials, flew down to San Diego, put out the treatments, and then the grower stored them the way they normally would and shipped them the way they normally would. So then we got them up in our lab and put them out and watched the development of disease. So we were pretty impressed with this product. Again, the grower standard at this point is Decree. They're using it at 24 ounces per 100 gallons as a dip. That's the highest label rate that you can use. On the wax flower, they got, there we are right there, excellent control with the Decree. Just did a great job. On the Leatris, it wasn't quite as good, but it was pretty darn good. Insignia was pretty good. It did a nice job on the wax flower, not quite as good on the Leatris again, but look what a great job the Pageant has done. It is essentially overall equal to the industry standard in this trial of Decree. So this is great. This is something that we need more alternatives in the cut flower industry, and we did more than one trial. We got, once we start doing a trial and it looks fun, we just like to do more of them. So we went back down, did another one. Here's, in case you haven't seen Leatris, this is what it looks like when it has botrytis. This is not what you want to see, but we had a fair level of damage. See this brown patch up here? This is the botrytis. There's botrytis in the Decree treatment. There's virtually no botrytis in the Pageant treatment. This is a dip in and out. It is not a soak, it is a, that's it. Did they end up getting shaken off? So if they don't have, okay, so they're shaken. Yeah, so they're not going in the cooler with a whole bunch of extra water on them. It's just a quick dip in and out. Looking at the numbers on the bottom, you can see with wax flower, definitely very good. It was a little bit, basically the same as the decree, far, far better on the actress. We had no control with the decree and excellent control with the pageant. Both worked really well on ranunculus, and both did a sort of okay job on genista. Genista is a wax, not wax, it's like a broom. It's not French broom or Scots broom, but it's in that broom family, and it gets bad botrytis. So at any rate, it's a very good product on botrytis, and I don't remember doing, I'll probably show you a slide now, which I don't remember, but I don't remember doing too many trials on the, say, geraniums or poinsettias in the greenhouse, but we have had this really good experience with botrytis on cut flowers. One of the most recent ones we did, and I'm always just absolutely thrilled when we go to the trouble to set up a trial and actually get data. And this does not happen all the time. There are so many times when we have to repeat trials because we don't get disease. But luckily, we've got Stephen Regulo, who was able, he used to work for California at the University of Riverside, and he really couldn't hack California, so he went back to, I guess he's in Nebraska now, he got his degree at Iowa. But he's done some really good stuff. And in this case, he had stock plants. This is the Matiola. This is not, you know, saying a propagation plant. And he inoculated them after treatment, after applying the fungicides. He inoculated them with Sclerotinia. Sclerotinia is very closely related to the botrytis, and it's been proven, at least on agricultural crops, that Pageant has been a tremendously effective product for that. And Stephen's trial here shows you exactly that kind of result. He has got pretty good control with Heritage, better when it was 8 ounces per 100 gallons. But look what Insignia did. Extremely good product here. And then 3 different rates of Pageant, all 3 rates. This is 9.5, 12.5, and 19. All of them were just 100% effective. Beautiful control of Sclerotinia. So I see this and I'm thinking, God, I wish I could do a Sclerotinia trial. Which one is the control and which one's Pageant? See this, now Steve's going, I wonder if she just messed with me and did throw a bad thing in here. No, I didn't.
I know what I'm wishing.
You know what you're wishing. These plants had Sclerotinia when we got them. This is another one of those fortuitous events when we're going through a nursery, they're throwing stuff out, and I say, could I please have those? And they give them to me. So in these 6-packs, there was 1 dead plant in every single 6-pack from Sclerotinia. It was active, it was mowing them down. And we took them back up to our greenhouses. We went ahead and we started treating them. This happens to be what the Pageant did. It absolutely stopped it. We did not lose 1 more plant. In the, you can't tell here, but in every one of the the water treated, there were up to 3 or 4 plants that were dead by the end of the trial. And I do have the data, hopefully. Yeah. The data is not as easy to see. Here's a close-up of what Sclerotinia looks like on a lot of these bedding plants. So we start off with the level of disease here. And the water just slowly, they kept going down, just knocking them out. The experimental products, we were looking at 2 different levels of 1 experimental product, and they did no good at all. Absolutely 0. The Pageant actually helped the health of the plant. It stopped any new Sclerotinia from happening. And I didn't put on here how many treatments were, but there were 2 treatments on a weekly interval. So we real quick got the 1 Pageant on and then rated them after a week, and then we put another treatment on and rated them after another week, and it really did stop it. It didn't just slow it down, it stopped it. There was nothing active on it. And since I'm a big plant lover, and I hate throwing stuff away if I don't have to, I took these home. Not the A's, I threw them out. I took these home. They are still sitting. I potted them up in some big stuff. They're still sitting in these pots, growing. They look a lot better than they do there because they're now full of flowers. But it really did stop them. They've had no additional treatment. So some of the very best targets are going to be the botrytis-type diseases and Sclerotinia for the Pageant. Very, very nice results and exciting, at least for us to see. So anytime I can start off with sick plants, I'm happy. I hate it when I do an inoculation and it doesn't work.